So what type of leather should I buy? Am I looking for something in a real cool contemporary color that's solid, that's monochromatic, or do I want a real old world looking leather that has a lot of natural texture to it, looks like something that's literally 50 years old the day you get it? Now, there's all kinds of different leathers out there. The most important thing when you're buying leather is to make sure it's top grain aniline dyed leather. Top grain means it's the top surface of the hide where the hair was. That's the strongest part. And when you take a hide, it's really about this thick. It's as thick as a shoe sole when you first get the hide, and it needs to be split down to the thickness so it's appropriate for the product. So this is called an upholstery rate leather. It's a pretty heavy leather. And the top grain, again, where the hair was, is the strongest part. Now, a lot of people will take the pieces underneath, the split, and they will use that and they will finish it and put plastic on it. The top grain is going to be 4 or 5 times stronger than the split, so it's going to last you a lot longer. And top grain, again, meaning the top surface of the hide, so it'll last almost forever. And aniline dye, that means the color is down in the leather, so the color is already in it, and if you scratch it up, it's going to be the same basic color underneath. Now, of all the furniture that's out there today in the marketplace, only about 15% of it is all 100% top grain aniline leather, so make sure it's all top grain aniline leather. Now, how can you know whether it is or not? Come over here and I'll show you. Again, only about 15% of all the leather furniture out there is all top grain aniline dyed leather today. It's really easy to see whether it's aniline dyed or not is to unzip the cushions, and it should be basically the same color on the back as it is the front. If it's not, then it's not aniline dyed, it's just surface finished or painted, which is not very good. And by the way, if you say, well, if the cushions are all attached, I can't look at it to see whether it's different on the back, then that's a good giveaway right there. If the manufacturers made the furniture in such an inexpensive way that they won't even allow to have loose cushions on it, then I would say, maybe it's not quite as good, maybe I'll pass on it. Now, here's the other thing too. A lot of people that will make leather furniture will put top grain on the cushions where the body touches, and they'll do splits on the outside or maybe in vinyl on the outside. That's one way that's done. Real easy way to tell of it when you go out shopping, and this you can't do on the internet, you have to be in the showroom or in the store actually look at the furniture, is feel the cushions or the top of the arm and to feel the outside. If they feel a little different or the grain's different, then it's probably top grain on the front and the split on the outside. Also, sometimes vinyl is used on the outside of the pieces. Real easy way to look at that. If the outside back or the outside arms are one big solid piece with no seams, then 99% of the time it's going to be vinyl, because you can't cut a piece of leather that big clean all in one piece. Now, on top of that today, there's some people that are doing leather and it's not real good. Instead of using top grain or either a combination of top grain and split, they're using what's called die-cast leather. And you'll see that generally it's a real dark brown and real shiny and real stiff. And what that is the split, the underneath part that's not so strong, has been sanded down and had a coating applied to it. It's actually plastic where it'll look like a leather right there. That's not very good. That won't last very long. Most places when you're shopping will tell you the truth so you'll know where it is. The other thing that's out in the marketplace right now that's even a step lower is called bonded leather. What it is leather scraps ground up and glued back together. And absolutely positively, do not get that. What you do want is 1% top grain aniline dyed leather. If you do that, then you can be certain that you'll have something that's going to last you for a long time. Now, there's the other thing too is, what sort of finishes do I want on this? If you have a real active lifestyle and you want something that's going to be real easy to maintain, get something that has a nice protective finish on it. And if you'd rather have an old world look, a real rustic look, you get a leather that has a wax or oil finish that will mark up. That's okay. That's just the type of leather that it is. It just depends on what you want. A real easy way to tell that, when you go in the showroom, ask the people for a cup of water, pour water on it and see whether it soaks in or not. If it soaks in, it's a real open porous leather, and if it stays out on the surface and it has a protective finish, that means it's going to be a lot easier to take care of if you have a real active lifestyle. So that's leather for you.